Folks, today I'm going to talk about ignorance one more time. I'll keep talking about this as long as you want to know because one of the viewers of my English videos wanted me to tell him what is ignorance because he has been reading a lot of my comments, response to his comments, and also he was watching several videos, some of which probably most of you have not watched because those were published before I started talking about Kalki. That's how I used to do research when I was doing my PhD in computer science. You read something, you think about it, you read some other journal articles, document, and again go back to their old document, ask questions, and so on, so on. Go to various documents and analyze, think about it, and finally come to a conclusion. That's what the research is all about. That's what he has been doing. So, in that process, he asked me to define or talk about ignorance. So, I'm going to talk about it. Ignorance is all the known things about you. As I've been saying, you are the eternal unknown. You are the unknown. Yes, that's what has been told in many languages, many religions, almost all religions. Islam says God is unknown. Christianity says God is unknown. Jews say that their God is unpronounceable. Hindus say the same thing. Hindus is actually a misnomer. There is a Saivites. They say clearly, Saivites clearly say that there is something beyond description, unknown. And Northern India, the Upanishads clearly tell them that there is something called unknown, Parabrahman, which can never be known. You can be there, but you have to remove all your known things about you. Then you can become the unknown, Parabrahman. Buddhists say the same thing. Buddha said that God is unknown. Now, the problem is that almost all religions, which you all buy, most of you buy that without questioning, that unknown God can be known through beliefs. Don't you think that it's absurd to say that God is unknown at the same time that is defined in my religious textbook? How can a finite descriptions, a book, whatever is written by in the book, can exactly define the unknown? How can you define an unknown? Unknown is unknown, can never be known. So what is an ignorance? In common terminologies of Western religion, that is what is called Satan, the devil. In northern India, it's called Ashura, the evil one. In fact, in Islam, I was told Jihad means the struggle against the Satan, the unknown. Against the Satan which is known. All the known things about unknown God. But yet, because of your ignorance, almost every one of you think that you can define the unknown. The name Allah does not define the unknown. It's just a name that you are using to denote the unknown. If there are other names to denote the same thing, you have to accept it as they are just different names. The sun is called by different names in different languages. That doesn't mean that everyone's sun is different. Sun is same thing. The only difference between the sun example that I'm giving you and the God is unknown, the sun is known. If you look up the sky in the daytime, you will see that. That's the only difference. Unknown can never be known. If it can be known, then it stops being unknown. Don't you realize that? So it can never be known. I've been telling you to remove various ignorances, which you call Satan, aspects of this Satan, devil, Ashuras. As an example, I told you that just because you are born in India or America or in Germany or Europe, you are not an Indian. If you are born to parents of, let's say, Islam, you are not a Mohammedan. You are first and foremost a human being. All these religions were created only recently, maybe about 5,000 years back or maybe 10,000 years back. Who were you? Who were your ancestors before that? Let's say 100,000 years back. They were all human beings. When you are born as a human being. Then you have been told repeatedly that you are a Muslim or a Christian or a Hindu or a Buddhist and so on, because your parents are Christian or Muslim or Hindu and so on. That's how you became a Christian or a Mohammedan or a Hindu. Before you bought the idea of all these divisions, you were just a human being. Of course, a human being is not the complete truth about yourself, but it's much better state than being divided across different dimensions like religion, country, caste, and so on. And you can ask, well, when I go to airport, I have to say, or when I show my passport, it says I'm an Indian, or American, or German, or an European, British. How can I deny that fact? It is not a fact. It is a relative truth, relative fact. When you are behaving, living in a system created by human beings, separating people as Indian, American, so on, when you are living within that system, you'll have to show or you have to tell that I'm American or Indian or German and so on. But when you are living outside without having to show your identity as an American or Indian, you can live without the effect of that division. When you see a human being in India, for example, if you treat that person differently because he has come from America and look down upon that American as saying that you're all evil people, you don't follow the Sanatana Dharma, or if you are in an Arabic country, let's say Saudi Arabia or Iran or in Pakistan, and then when you see a Christian or a Hindu in your country, and if you say that, or if you treat that person assuming that he is not like me, he's a devil because he doesn't believe in my religion, then even when there is no necessity of the system that people have defined, like the airport and so on, that is the fact that when you go to the airport, you have to show the passport and you have to tell that I am from America or India. Even outside the context, if you treat a person that is an American following a Christian tradition, so he is not true follower of my religion, treat differently, then you are ignorant. You are under the control of what you call Satan. I defined the blueprint for being free, becoming free of all these known things. I've been saying that remove the ignorances one after another. And the process of removing the ignorances is exactly what is called Jihad in Quran, that is struggle against Satan. I want to talk to you about belief also. I'll talk about that later in a new video, but let me tell you very briefly about it. Belief is something that you take it for granted. You assume something to be true, even when it is not true. Even when you are not sure that it is true or not, if you believe in something, then you are assuming or you are taking it for granted that it is true. That's the problem. The beliefs could be true or false, but you believe that it is true. Can anyone, any reasonable person do that? Does it make sense to believe which is possible to be true or false as just nothing but the truth? Isn't it unreasonable? Is it logical? Any educated person can do that. Does it make sense? But still, almost all of you are doing that, and that is ignorance. You may say that you are saying you are Kalki. I defined what is Kalki. I defined Kalki as a teacher who will remove the ignorances and tell you exactly who you are. And that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm not saying that I never said I am the Kalki defined in various Kalki Puranas. I defined what is Kalki in my video called The Mission of Kalki, what he will do. And also I defined in my first video about Kalki as the unknown hidden secrets of Kalki. And I also said very clearly that I am the eternal unknown. I am unknown. Unknown, not unknown God, the unknown. You can never know about me, and that's the truth about you. But the fact that you are thinking that you know about you through your beliefs, assumptions, or ignorance, remove them one after another. As an example, I told you that when you are woken up from a deep sleep, suddenly, at least a few of realized that for a few seconds that you don't know who you are, and you get startled. Then immediately a thought comes to you. And then you buy that thought, you make that thought effective. That's what I meant by saying giving life to the thought. Giving life to the thought is merely means making that effective. That is buying it. The moment you attach, you buy that thought, you are so and so, then immediately you feel after getting up from the deep sleep, then you are satisfied. Till then you are very confused. So it is just artificial. Everything that you know about yourself is just artificial. Ignorance. Remove one of them. Every one of them, one by one. And finally, you will end up realizing, not just concluding by thought, but experiencing that you are the unknown. Some of you are saying that we all have the baggage. Everyone has the baggage that is the past, that you lived in ignorance, then you have done this, that, then you judged that they are bad or good, and so on, so on. Everyone has the baggage. But you don't have to make those baggages merely, they're all data in your mind, thoughts, effective. You don't have to make them effective. Can be there. But the moment you think you believe they're all true, even now, even after removing the ignorances, then you are making it effective. You are giving life to those past baggage that you have, you claim to have. Make them ineffective. That will remove all your satanic forces, ignorances from you. You will be free of all the evil, so-called evil tendencies. Even if you have done something evil according to you in the past, because you did all those things being ignorant. Now you know that they are all ignorance. No longer those things will bind you. And that is what is called salvation, Christianity, realization in Hindu tradition. And that is exactly what I'm teaching. Remove all your ignorances, one after another. I've talked about ignorances in various videos, many videos. Watch them. Remove those ignorances. Get rid of them and be free. And that will bring what is called eternal happiness. That you will experience only when you get the freedom of removing all your ignorances about yourself. That's what I'm suggesting. As I always been saying, you have 100% freedom to reject whatever I've been saying, go on your own way, believe. One of the viewers, Tamil videos, said that he also had three eyes open. Then he saw, he is from Tamil Nadu, he saw a god and goddess in Madurai. The two gave birth to Muhammad, and he did something, and so on. That's what he said in his comment. You're free to believe in anything and go on believing and fight against other people, kill each other. It's up to you. I'm not here to dictate to you. I'm just a teacher. I suggest you understand various things that I'm talking about as ignorance to Islamic tradition, people of Islamic tradition. I'm saying very clearly, those ignorances you call as Satan. Struggling against them, trying to remove them is what is defined as jihad. Not killing other people. They're all extremely ignorant people. To kill others in order to establish the kingdom of Islam. The kingdom of God has been talked quite a bit in Christian tradition too. Christ has clearly told, my kingdom is not of this world. He talked about the spiritual world, the spirit world. But still, many people think that he is going to come second time and establish the kingdom, his kingdom. He'll collect his people, the so-called Christians, and establish the kingdom on the earth. That will never happen. God is not for a group of people. Israelites are thinking incorrectly that their Messiah will come and establish Israel as the chosen people to rule over others. That is an ignorance, because others can think the same way about their races, their countries. These are all ignorances. Remove them. Otherwise, you'll be killing each other. You will be in eternal danger. That's what I want to talk to you today. Talk to you soon, folks. Leave if you have any comments to this video. I will respond. I'll talk to you soon.